What if I told you that one of the smartest people you know might actually be you? Not because you solve impossible math problems, not because you have a genius level IQ score, but because your mind works differently from most people around you. For decades, psychologists have discovered that intelligence is not always loud. It does not always look like perfect grades, impressive job titles, or constant success. In fact, some of the traits linked with higher intelligence can make people feel misunderstood, isolated, or even doubtful about themselves. Many highly intelligent people spend years believing they are simply different, when in reality, their brains process the world in unique ways. So here's the question. Have you ever wondered why you overthink everything? Why you enjoy being alone? Why ordinary conversations sometimes leave you feeling mentally exhausted? Or why your curiosity never seems to stop? These habits may not prove someone is a genius on their own, but psychological research suggests they can be associated with higher levels of intelligence. Today, we're exploring 8 fascinating psychological signs that may indicate your mind works in an exceptional way. Some of these signs may surprise you, and the last one is something almost every highly intelligent person experiences, but very few people recognize. Let us begin. Sign number 1. You constantly question everything. Most people accept information exactly as they hear it. Someone tells them a fact, they believe it. Someone repeats an opinion, they adopt it. But highly intelligent people often do something completely different. They question everything. Not because they enjoy arguing, not because they want to appear smarter, but because their brain naturally searches for evidence before reaching conclusions. Instead of asking, "What should I believe?" they ask, "How do I know this is true?" This habit is called critical thinking. Psychologists consider critical thinking one of the strongest predictors of intelligent decision-making. Curiosity forces the brain to build stronger mental connections. Instead of memorizing information, you understand it. You explore multiple perspectives. You notice contradictions. You challenge your own assumptions. Ironically, this habit can sometimes make intelligent people appear skeptical or difficult, but in reality, they're simply unwilling to accept easy answers. If you've always been the person asking why, or is there another explanation, your brain may naturally be wired for deeper thinking. Sign number 2, you enjoy being alone. Society often assumes that people who spend a lot of time alone are lonely. Psychology suggests something different. Many highly intelligent people genuinely enjoy solitude because silence gives the brain room to think. Without constant distractions, your mind begins connecting ideas that normally stay separated. This process is called associative thinking. It's one reason why many inventors, scientists, writers, and philosophers valued long periods of uninterrupted solitude. Being alone does not mean avoiding people. It means protecting your mental space. Highly intelligent individuals often become mentally exhausted after too much social interaction, not because they dislike others, but because their brains constantly analyze conversations, emotions, and patterns. Solitude becomes recovery, a place where creativity returns, where problems suddenly become easier to solve, where new ideas appear almost out of nowhere. If you've ever felt energized after spending time alone, do not assume something is wrong with you. Your brain may simply recharge differently. Sign number 4. You overthink almost everything. Overthinking gets a bad reputation, and sometimes it deserves it. Excessive thinking can create anxiety. It can delay decisions. It can steal sleep. But psychology also reveals something interesting. People with higher intelligence often process more information before reaching conclusions. Their minds naturally simulate possibilities. What if this happens? What could go wrong? What am I missing? Instead of stopping after the first answer, they continue exploring. Imagine your brain like a chess player thinking 10 moves ahead. While others see one possibility, you notice 20. This ability helps intelligent people avoid mistakes, but it also creates mental overload. Your brain rarely stops working. Even while trying to sleep, it keeps searching for answers. If you've ever replayed conversations, analyzed tiny details, or imagined dozens of future scenarios, it doesn't automatically mean you're a genius, but it may indicate your brain processes complexity differently than average. The challenge is not eliminating overthinking, it's learning when to stop thinking and start acting. Sign number 5. You are extremely curious. Children ask hundreds of questions every week. As adults, most people stop asking. Highly intelligent people rarely do. Curiosity becomes a lifelong habit. They're fascinated by science, history, psychology, technology, space, philosophy, business, and art, sometimes all in the same week. They don't learn because someone forces them, they learn because their brain enjoys discovering connections. Research consistently shows curiosity improves memory. Learning becomes easier because the brain releases dopamine whenever new information feels rewarding. That's why many intelligent people fall into endless rabbit holes online. One question leads to another, then another. Hours disappear, not because they're distracted, but because curiosity becomes addictive. Knowledge is not just information, it's entertainment. If learning feels exciting rather than exhausting, your mind may naturally seek complexity. Sign number 6. You admit when you don't know something. Ironically, one sign of intelligence is recognizing your own ignorance. Less knowledgeable people often believe they know more than they actually do. Psychologists call this the Dunning-Kruger effect. Highly intelligent people usually experience the opposite. The more they learn, the more they realize how much remains unknown. Instead of pretending to have all the answers, they're comfortable saying, "I don't know," because they understand something important. Being wrong is temporary. Refusing to learn makes ignorance permanent. This intellectual humility keeps intelligent people growing throughout life. Every conversation becomes an opportunity. Every mistake becomes feedback. Every failure becomes information. Real intelligence is not about having all the answers, it's about asking better questions. Sign number 6. You notice patterns others miss. Have you ever predicted something before it happened? Not because of luck, but because you noticed tiny details nobody else paid attention to. Highly intelligent brains naturally search for patterns. They connect unrelated information. They recognize hidden trends. They notice changes in behavior. They identify cause and effect faster than average. This skill explains why some people seem incredibly intuitive. Their intuition is not magic. It is unconscious pattern recognition. Their brain processes thousands of small details without them realizing it. Eventually, the answer simply feels obvious. If you have often surprised people by predicting outcomes accurately, your brain may be recognizing invisible connections long before others notice them. Sign number 7, you have a strong sense of humor. Humor requires intelligence, especially clever humor. To understand a joke, your brain must recognize expectations, break them, then quickly connect two unrelated ideas, all within seconds. Studies have found that people who appreciate complex humor often score higher on measures of verbal and cognitive ability. This does not mean every funny person is a genius, but creating original humor requires creativity, timing, pattern recognition, and mental flexibility. Many brilliant thinkers throughout history were also known for their wit. Humor is not just entertainment, it's evidence that your brain enjoys making unexpected connections. Sign number 8, you often feel like you do not fit in. Perhaps the most surprising sign is feeling different. Highly intelligent people sometimes struggle to connect with those around them, not because they're better than others, but because their interests, questions, and ways of thinking do not always match the people around them. This difference can create loneliness, self doubt, and even imposter syndrome. They may hide their curiosity, avoid asking difficult questions, or pretend to know less just to fit in. But here's the truth: being different does not automatically make someone intelligent. Yet, many intelligent people spend years feeling different. If you've always felt like your mind operates on a different frequency, you're not necessarily broken. You may simply process the world differently. Conclusion. So, did you recognize yourself in any of these 8 signs? Remember, none of these traits alone prove someone as a genius. Human intelligence is incredibly complex. It includes creativity, emotional understanding, problem solving, adaptability, and countless other abilities. But if several of these signs describe you, it may be worth appreciating that your mind works in a unique way. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on developing your curiosity, strengthening your thinking, learning continuously, and using your abilities to improve both your own life and the lives of people around you. Because real genius is not about proving you're smarter than everyone else. It's about never stopping your desire to learn. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment telling us which sign matched you the most. And if you'd like more psychology videos that challenge the way you think, subscribe and join us for the next journey into the fascinating world of the human mind. Until next time, stay curious.